Hey, we're back. But also, what I posted on my page was the other spectrum. Ashante looks to be in a relationship with a older white male who sent her and her family to Kirk's and Caicos, Turks and Caicos, I'm sorry. Like 10 people in a beautiful home, and we don't know if that's her man or not. Older man who could appreciate a good woman. She's 40. So many of the men who are 40 don't want, even though she's drop dead gorgeous, want a younger woman. So what has she looked to do? She has sought to look to other races, older men, who may look at her like a snack. Okay. Whereas most men who are 40 or under, are 40 to 50, 40 to 60, want a woman in her 20s. That is what they want. So, what my point being to you is this, ladies, you have to be able to look at situations where what is the benefit here? What is the benefit for me? Okay, forget him. What is my benefit? If my benefit is just to be sexually pleased, then that's, to me, is very short-lived, okay? But your benefit, and at least I'm looking at it, is to be able to take this to the next level, to be around a man who adores you, to be around a man that respects you. Now, that man may not look like what you thought he should. That man may not even be the age that you want him to be. Figure this way, if you 50, you're going to want a man around that age. Maybe that man may be 60 or 70, 70 or 80. But it's a man that appreciates your beauty, your experience, and your wisdom. And as a result, you're going to be happy because that man's looking to please you. Now, follow along. If that was a Shantae man, he going to send for her and 10 of her friends. Oh, baby, that ain't nothing. And can I get the names? That's all I need. Because what make you happy, I'm going to do that. You deserve that. But you're limiting yourself because I can only date a black man. He got to be able to be sexually endowed. He got to be able to live in Michigan. And you are the one that's putting the limit on you as far as being able to have more diversity and more happiness, because you're limiting it to being in Michigan. He got to be black, and he got to be between 50 and 60, and I'm 50. But we've got a caller on the line. Ruth, what's your comment?
Yes, good afternoon, Attorney Vonda. I just wanted to tell you about my dating relationship years ago. Back in the late 70s, early 80s, I was introduced to an older man, and out of curiosity, I wanted to see what it was like dating an older man. So I was 21, and he was 49. A reason why I did date him is, too, I liked his looks. He looked like a Duke Fucker in the Four Tops. And when we would go out, a lot of the older women his age would almost drool, when we go to picnics and things like that. So we dated about 2.5 years. And so I decided, I said, well, when he gets older, he will be older when I get older. I said, I don't want to marry, someone that old. And it was nice while it lasted. So, I broke up with him. And he really went off. When we broke up. So today I can say that my husband and I, we've been married going on 34 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we're both in our 60s. We have 2 adult children. And my husband that I have now, he, like I said, the other one looks like Duke Fucker. But my husband now looks like Reggie Jackson, the baseball player.
Okay. But let me ask you a question. You, despite the fact that he was probably taking you to nice restaurants and very nice things, you had to make an adult decision. And that was in 30 years or 20 years, this man will be 70, 80, will, he'll be almost 90 by now. Do I want that responsibility as a younger woman?
That's right. And then too, I was in college when I was dating him, so it was, I'll never forget, a white classmate of mine, because I was kind of confused a little bit. Everybody back then wanted to be married, and I didn't want to be like an old maid. I was, pushing 30. No, not I didn't want to be pushing 30. That's what I was trying to say. So anyway, I asked this white classmate of mine, we were talking about, she said, look, she said, don't ever marry a man that you're not in love with. She said, do you love him? I said, no, I don't love him. I said, I like him, but I don't love him. She said, don't do it. She married a man that she wasn't in love with. He did everything for her, but she was not happy. And I took her advice. So that was another reason why I didn't marry him.
And so you and your husband have been married.
I was 31 when I got married.
How old?
31.
Okay, very good. And how old was your husband?
34.
And so would you say that you all have been able to grow together?
Yes, now, because we're growing, we have grown old together. And I still don't call middle 60s old.
I know, but I mean, isn't it fun to have someone who knows the music, that remembers, Blue Magic and Earth, Wind? It's a good feeling when you're around somebody that's in your age range and who has worked so that you all can have something together. Wouldn't that be fair to say?
Yes, and then he had a good job. He has a pension. He has Social Security. I have Social Security, so we got 3 incomes coming in.
Woo! And now you're able to enjoy each other and to enjoy the life together. So your comment was to the younger ladies or ladies, don't marry for money, huh?
That's right. That's right. I mean, long as the person, you can work together and you can make it, and he's who you want, and if you're just around the same age, I think that's perfect. But I had 3 requirements in a man. Number 1, he had to be saved, religious in the Lord.
Yes.
Number 2, he had to have a job. And then number 3, we had to be compatible, and I had to be somewhat attracted to him. And I got all 3 of those in my current husband.
And you are blessed and highly favored, Queen. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing your wisdom with our callers. Thank you. The number is 313-778-7600. And what basically she said was, you have to have a criterion. And it ain't, oh, girl, he make me feel good. He's a lot of fun. He's sexy. That's not a criterion. That is a criterion for disaster. You need to be able, when you are ready to really, now, if you're just out here having fun, I'm with you, sis, you can do that. That's not a problem. But when you're ready to commit, when you're ready to give a person your key to your home, when you're ready to commingle finances, that person has to fit a criterion. And what is that criterion that you want that person to fit? That's my point. Now, if we just funning and sunning and, we just, you go to your house and I go to mine and we're not commingling funds or we're not, doing that, that's good. Then you live your life. I'm talking about the ladies that's trying to give a come up to a man who has not earned a come up because your heart is right. Because you want to be able to say, well, if I'm going to be going out to fine dining and I'm looking a certain way, I got me some jewels on, I want the man that I'm with to at least have some decent shoes on, nice pair of pants, something that is going to be befitting of where we're going. Don't do that. If you got to buy a man anything, you don't need to be with him. Now, it's one thing for a man to say, well, would you pick something up for me? I forgot to get something and we're on a trip. That's one thing. But when you out here buying a man from head to toe, put money in his pocket, let me tell you something. That man ain't going to appreciate you. And you're going to think, well, that's my investment. I'm building him. You're going to build a disaster. Why? Because you're not making that man pull his own weight. Every man, as I told you before, is a hunter. What does that mean? That means that that man wants to rescue a damsel in distress. And you are not that. You got it going on, okay? You go toe for toe. He can't respect that. Why? Because he wants to save somebody. So he ends up saving somebody who didn't invest in him. So you got to stop always saying, look, he a little rusty. I cleaned him up, got his hair done, got it colored, helped him to lose a couple pounds, had him to wear the right clothes. Baby, now, baby, let me tell you something. You dressing him up so he can go be with another woman. Don't do that. Don't do that. You building a disaster. What you want to be able to do is say, whatever you got, that's what you come with. But if I wear Ferragamos and I wear Louboutins, baby, if you want to wear that, you got to make a way for yourself. That man appreciate you then. We'll be back.